You're here voluntarily. You're socially skilled. Your students, maybe not so much. All right, so I recommend that, you cut the interviews off after, 2 minutes. As the kids get better at interviewing, they can use more time. Okay, but in the beginning, you'll be surprised at how foreign, depending on what their background experiences are, just listening and thinking up questions. Okay, because if they've been in a lot of traditional settings, it's always the teacher that asks the questions. I mean, think about it. So this is a skill that needs to be practiced. But the skill also relates to close reading, discussion, being able to listen and ask good follow-up questions is an essential skill for almost any academic endeavor. I mean, think about it. Inquiry, you got to be able to ask the questions. You got to think about the material, ask the questions. All right, so this is a foundation skill that really relates to everything else you're going to do in your classroom. All right, now I mentioned Magritte, and I said I was going to share a little activity with that. On your table, you have slips of paper, and they're just scratch paper. So everybody find those slips, pass them out. Each person should just needs one. All right, and notice that I decided that I would do this activity just because it was just fun, it's quick, but I wanted you just to talk and get to know your partner first. Okay, that I didn't start with this one, because I think this would fall flat if a kid just sat down with a new person to even talk first. Okay, and actually, I would recommend that if you did this in the classroom, I would have partners do interviews for a few days, get to know each other a little bit better, because then I think this will be more fun. But this is what I ran across yesterday, one of the things that we did in this workshop I was at. And it comes from this book. It's called The Book of Surrealist Games. And I ordered it on Amazon. I haven't gotten it yet, so I can't attest to how great the entire book is. But anyway, but you can buy it used on Amazon. They claim to sell it at the Art Institute as part of their Magritte exhibit, but they did not have it. Okay, here's what I want you to do. At the top of your paper, all right, so we're going to need a slip of paper. All right, write a school-appropriate open-ended question. So school-appropriate means you cannot ask about underwear, sex, drugs, other things that high school kids would automatically write about if you did not stipulate that. The second thing is that it has to be an open-ended question, which means that it can't be a question that would be answered just with yes or no or red or blue. So it has to be a question that you would have to write some sort of, or say orally, some sort of explanation. Okay, so think of a question. Doesn't have to be ethereal or profound or anything like that. But don't show it to your partner. Once you have the question, keep it covered up. Do not show your partner. All right, here's what you're going to do next. You're going to fold over the paper, top of the paper, so the question cannot be seen. So in other words, now your slip of paper is going to look something like this. Okay? All right, do not, so your partner doesn't get to see the question. Okay, now here's where the surrealism comes in. All right, trade the slip with your partner. Do not look at the question. The question is hidden. Okay. Now here's where the surrealist part comes in. Without looking at the question, write an answer. Just write an answer to a question. Whatever you're thinking about, maybe the answer is about your cats. All right? Maybe it's about your car. Maybe it's about your children. Maybe it's about the book you just read. Okay, you can't look at the question. Don't peek. Yeah, just write. This is the surrealist part. Surrealism is created to create confusion, to create dissonance. All right, so just write the answer, a complete sentence. Don't look at the question. But just write it. Just write any complete sentence. Just write down something you're thinking about. If you want, you can start with because. you know. All right, don't look at the question. All right, this is why it's surrealistic. Because part of surrealism was questioning perception, questioning the subconscious, okay, turning things upside down. When you and your partner both have their answers, trade back. Open it up. Okay, open it up. Read your question and read the answer. Yeah, you get your original one back. Yeah, read your question with your partner's answer. All right, who had a good one? Victim or volunteer? Victim or volunteer? Who had a good one? All right. All right, loud teacher voice. Go ahead, read your question and read your answer.
What is your favorite part of teaching? The 4th of July, because it drives my dog crazy.
See, isn't that funny? And it makes sense in like some crazy way. All right, who has another one? No one else has one there? Okay, all right, go ahead.
What is the best book you've ever read and why was it the best? The hardest part about going back to work is waking up early again.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, read yours.
Who do you typically talk to when you need advice? My favorite memory is growing up with my siblings, having so much fun on our yearly trips to Florida.
Isn't that weird? Like it kind of, yeah, you know. I know, yeah, so sometimes they're sort of profound, sometimes they're funny. But what this is really interesting, though, is that, once again, it's playing with language. You know, it's using words. It's, okay, write a complete sentence. You know, it's all these little writing things that need to occur constantly in your classroom that are going to help them when they get to Park. Okay, because what Park expects is that you're able to read and you're able to write about stuff. And if you're just writing essays that, you know, go through 3-5 drafts or whatever, final drafts, for only you, that's really not going to accomplish what you need to do with Park.